This is 13 Scariest Things called on Police Dashcam. A lot of you guys requested that I do a reaction video, so here we are. New type of content. So I hope you enjoyed. If you do, leave a like, subscribe, and go follow the Twitch because I'm doing this live right now. And if you're here live, you can talk to me live. And it's just a fun time. So go follow me on Twitch. Links in the description. It's twitch.tv/abyssisgaming. And without further ado, let's watch the scary videos.
Most police officers work hard to keep us safe,
Okay,
but
can't do
as these
these.
dashcam videos show, there are still some situations that even law enforcement are not ready to handle. Number 13. In December of 2017, just a week before Christmas, this man was busy impersonating a police officer and pulling over numerous innocent citizens. He had fake
Can we talk about people who try to fake this stuff? Like, what are you doing that you have this much time to drive around, wasting your gas, and then pulling people over for why? For what? Do you get like some weird dopamine hit when you tell people they're in trouble? Like, what is... I don't understand what's going on through your mind right there. Because you gotta at least have some sort of like power struggle going on in your head to think it's okay to do that. Oh, I actually have a story time. I know this is really early in the video. We're only 23 seconds in, but story time. I was driving. Oh, believe it or not, I was driving, and I was getting onto the Natchez Trace, which is kind of a cross interstate, but it's like a 2-lane interstate where I'm from. And so I was getting on there, and there's this black, what was it? I think it wasn't a Mustang. It was something that looked like a Mustang, but it was like not a regular brand. So that was the first thing that kind of tipped me off that something weird was going on there. Blacked out windows, definitely illegal tint on those. And I turned on to the road, and then they flashed blue lights at me. Like, they didn't have the top bar. They didn't have that. It was just like inside. So I thought, oh, this is like one of those undercover unmarked vehicle ones. So you get on, and then there's an exit ramp just like 30 yards down. So I said, hey, I don't think I did anything wrong. So I thought I'm going to get out this easy, even if they do pull me over. Get to that second exit ramp, turn off, and they gun it. Turn off the lights and gun it down the road. And I'm like, what the freaky deaky just happened there? And so, of course, I called the police department and said, hey, there's some dude trying to impersonate a cop, unmarked vehicle, blacked out. And they're like, thank you for letting us know. We've had reports of that car lately. And I was like, I just don't understand. Like, what was the point of making me pull off? Like, does that make you feel good to inconvenience someone? And even at that, it was like a 2-second inconvenience. It was just me pulling off and then turning back around. Like, it wasn't even anything bad. I just don't understand. Anyways, I rambled on for way too long. Let's watch the video.
lights on his car and even had a dash cam to record himself while on this massive ego trip. The person on the hood has no idea that they are being stalked, searched, and handcuffed by a man with absolutely no affiliation with law enforcement.
Oh, this
Once
is the
his hands
guy.
are behind
Oh.
his back, this poor innocent person is at the complete mercy of a stranger.
Copy, I'll look at it, thanks. 1629.
Police in Tucson, Arizona have never revealed what happened to the man next, but he appears to be led into the back of the impersonator's vehicle with his hands cuffed. I can only...
That's not even, like, you're gonna get charged for sexual assault with that one. Like, you're patting down this dude, and then you're restraining him. This is just kidnapping. Like, you're gonna get pinned with so much more than impersonation. Like, you're following through with it. It wasn't like the story I just told with just the lights. Bro, this dude's for real on that power trip.
imagine what sort of terrible activities happened from there, and I hope he made it out okay. Number 12.
We did get
Police in
absolutely
Louisville,
nothing.
Kentucky are conducting a late-night stop for a traffic violation at 3:30 a.m. Everything seems relatively normal.
What do you hold on? Relatively normal. Back it up here.
Until they hear
Back it up. Hold on. He says relatively normal.
traffic violation at 3:30 a.m.
What the freak is
Everything
this?
Seems relatively normal until
guy
they
just
hear a
crawled
muffled
out of the-
scream coming from the trunk. Arms drawn, they pop the trunk only to find a bound man inside. Police question the man and learn more about his story. Sean Blomer was working the night shift at a Circle K gas station when 4 crazed maniacs jumped him at random. They roughed him up badly and then stuffed him in the trunk of his own car. By the time the police had pulled them over, Sean had been in the trunk for 4 hours and was passing in and out of consciousness. I shudder to think how easily this could have happened to any one of us, and what they probably would have done with him that night had the cops not intervened. Number 11.
Some people are just psychos. Like, it's just like you get absolutely zero of anything out of that. The only thing you get is jail time. Like, just completely insane people. And it was a random guy. There's no affiliation with him. Yeah, it just scares me to think about, like, what they would do past that, because they had him in the trunk of the car and, like, beat up. It's just ridiculous. Some people are just insane. Stay clear of those people. I know it's hard to sometimes.
A police officer in Newcastle, Oklahoma is patrolling the highway one afternoon when he feels a change in atmosphere.
I'm sorry, I can't do it. He felt a change in atmospheric pressure. He felt a drop in the temperature by 0.5 degrees and said, something suspicious is happening here.
Everything feels still and way too calm. There's not a single bird singing or even a hint of breeze. As the swirling skies begin to darken overhead and the rain starts to pour, the officer realizes
that's not
that a
good.
tornado is forming. He's much too close to escape. There's not much he can do now
Gun
except
it.
for park and pray.
Gun it. Don't park, gun it. The faster you go, the less friction you actually, that's not good. Don't gun it. Never mind, I take it back. What I said was wrong.
He's eventually
What is happening in
forced
the
to drive
background
in
right
reverse
here?
When the tornado
It's like when I'm in the gym and the voices are talking to me.
Park and pray.
He's listening to like 5 radios at the same time.
He's eventually forced to drive in reverse when the tornado comes towards him and swallows a building whole just to his right. Reports of downed power lines and flying debris flood his radio as the tornado blasts through the town. All this brave officer can do is follow in the wake of the tornado and assist survivors however he can. By the time the treacherous weather passed, dozens of lives had been lost.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. Actually, I know I'm right. Don't correct me. I know I'm right. Those books that I read as a child, a young one, prancing around in the elementary school library. What were they called? He just said it. What are they called?
Wake of the tornado and assist survivors however.
I survived. I read so many I Survived books. So many. They're so good. And this that doesn't have much to do with this. That just reminded me of it.
Had been lost. Number 10. A police officer named Adam Brunswick is the only officer patrolling Spooner, Wisconsin when he makes this startling discovery. A child in a yellow shopping cart is speeding out of the Dollar General store parking lot and heading directly into traffic. Officer Brunswick knows that there is no safe way to stop the cart before it reaches the road, so he puts on his emergency lights and parks in the middle of the busy highway to stop traffic. He then bravely rushes out of his car and grabs the child before any harm is done. As the mother would later explain, she was loading another child in the car when her shopping cart had slipped away on its own with her infant child inside.
She was just hysterical.
It's not often that officer.
She's in tears and unable to properly thank the officer for saving her child's life.
Okay. That was just dumb. That was just dumb. I know you're busy doing something else, but also, why do you have the cart on a hill? At least, hold on. Me in the situation, projecting myself into the situation, as I rightfully should. I'm joking. Just put your foot in front of the cart. I mean, ignorance.
Number 9. This dashcam footage reveals a somber conversation between a police officer and a man who has made a serious mistake that can never be taken back.
I hate to tell you, but I checked you going 116 the other way, and I turned around and I was trying to catch you.
116? 116's wild. Like, that's 116? Most speedometers only go up to 120. You're gassing it with that. Especially, I mean, on a highway, I guess. It's not as bad. It's still pretty bad. Because, most highways around here are like ranging from like 65 to 70. I know you get over into Texas and they're upwards of 80. But still, if it is 80, you're clocking 35 over. That's still ridiculous. Like, unless it's a medical emergency, you don't really have any need to go that fast. Unless you're drag racing. Then again, I don't promote that. Do not promote it. And if you're drag racing, at least be going faster than that.
That's going to weigh on me that I didn't catch you before.
Wait, man, I killed somebody.
Yeah.
On New Year's Eve, this impaired driver in Canadian County, Oklahoma, took the lives of 2 innocent drivers while going well over 100 miles per hour. Craig Maker had been charged with 2 serious felonies that could very well place him in prison for life. Records indicate that this is his 5th DUI arrest. He has not been sentenced yet and clearly shows remorse in this video. After seeing this video, let me know how long you would give him behind bars if you were the judge.
How many years? Kills 2 people. Under the influence. Alright, first off, bad decision on being drunk. Being drunk, first of all, probably isn't the best decision if you plan on going to do anything. Because it clouds all of your vision. It clouds your brain function. It clouds your motor skills. It clouds basically everything. So first of all, bad decisions. Second of all, don't drive because of the first of all. And third of all, you killed 2 people. Fourth of all, I have so many alls. Fourth of all, it was your 5th DUI. You know good and well you aren't supposed to be doing that. Even if you're drunk, you know you're not supposed to be doing that. Good miss. So, 5th DUI. 5th DUI, I'm counting those as murder. Like, I'm not even giving you manslaughter on that. That's murder. 2 murders. I'm sitting you probably 30, 40 years. Like, that sounds strict, but bro, it's 5 DUIs. And then you decide to drive again. And then you're going 116 and killed 2 people. I mean, yeah, you're going to get a lot of time for that. Chuck Nasty, don't bring that brain rot in here. You know I will say it.
Number 8. Dash cam footage from Goatee.
Dash cam footage? What, a Sigma? Alright, don't let me say that ever again.
Shows
That
this
was
police
cringe.
officer getting the surprise of a lifetime. Giant clouds are brewing overhead when all of a sudden...
Story time. I have another story time. Okay. I was driving home. Another 2-lane highway. We got a lot of those around here. Another 2-lane highway. Driving down. There's a field to my left. And there's a field to my right. The field to my left. Right. My left and right's really hard. The field to my right is a very small field. It goes like maybe 70 yards out. And then the one on my left is absolutely massive. It goes maybe 2-3 miles that direction. And lightning strikes directly into the small field next to me. It is a tree that is at the tree line where it's about the 70 yards out. There's a tree line right there. Strikes a tree right there. And then it hits another one that hits the same tree again, but it arcs towards the middle of the field. And so it gets even closer. Tell me I was not freaking out of my mind right now. Tell me I was not freaking out. I didn't even check to see if like the hairs were standing up on my arm or anything. I just know it did that, and it was one of those ones where it strikes and there's no rain. So there's no rain. I get no noise, and then it hits, and then it's right above me. The boom, and it goes shakes my whole car, about to run off the road. I was freaking out. Anyways. Video.
Fiery streak of lightning strikes less than a quarter mile away without warning. The bolt is so bright that the police officer nearly goes blind. He pulls off the road and locates the site of the blast, where he discovers a smoldering chunk of cement that's still smoking. My question is, what caused the lightning bolt to literally catch fire like that? I've seen lightning strikes in other dashcam videos, and they never involve fire.
Yeah, mine didn't. The one that I saw didn't explode in the fire.
Apparently, it didn't hit a power generator or a power line. So if you can explain this visual phenomenon, then please let me know.
Actually, there's probably vapors coming up from underground, and then they go through the asphalt, and it picks up the chemicals from inside of the bonding agent in there, and then it becomes very flammable. I have absolutely no idea if that was correct. It sounded right, so I'm gonna roll with it.
Number 7. A South Wales police helicopter is flying 1,000 feet above the Bristol Channel when its thermal camera detects a perfectly round sphere in the distance. The pilot quickly radios in the visual disturbance to ground control, but they can't seem to find anything matching the description on their radar equipment. That's when the pilot realizes he can't actually see the sphere with his own eyes. Only the thermal camera can. Maybe this was a camera malfunction, or maybe this circular object has some sort of advanced cloaking properties. Either way, there's been no suitable explanation for this perplexing sighting, and here's the weirdest part. When the pilot zooms in for a closer look, the sphere opens into what could very well be some sort of free-roaming vortex. If this really is...
It's a black hole. It's antimatter. You can't see antimatter. Explain that. Yeah. That's what I thought.
The portal, then who knows what's on the other side. Number 6. A police officer in Hamilton Township, New Jersey, is doing neighborhood patrols when a bright white light suddenly streaks across the sky. This aerial fireball was noticed by hundreds of other locals as well. It could just be me, but I feel like there's been an increase in meteorite sightings over the past few months.
That ain't no meteorite. Let me tell you what that is. That's some darn aliens. That's some aliens. They coming for you. They are coming for you, and they're coming for me. We better watch out. What the Sigma? Oh, I hated that I said that. They drop down, and they're like, they open up the spacecraft, and they walk out, and they're like, hello, brother. And then the one behind them goes, what the Sigma? I hate myself for saying that. That was so bad.
What exactly this could mean, if anything, I'll leave up to you to decide. Number 5. A deputy in Pinellas County, Florida, is sitting in the median checking for speeders when suddenly an aircraft passes by way too close overhead. You can tell from how the plane unsteadily wobbles that the pilot has
You can tell by the way the plane looks that that's a plane.
completely lost control. A second deputy's dashcam catches another angle of the plane's descent as it falls towards the ground. The two officers race over to the scene and find a path of fallen trees and twisted metal strewn in the road. They block off the road and call emergency medical services. As it turns out, this was the personal aircraft of a Major League Baseball player named Roy Halladay. An autopsy revealed multiple intoxicants in the athlete's system while operating the plane.
Hold on. Double down right there. You ain't even driving a car. You're flying a freaking plane. Roy. So sad. But also, he was flying a plane drunk, so also dumb.
Number 4. It's a scorching hot summer day in Los Angeles. When police stop a suspicious man for questioning, he gives the officer a name and a good
I've seen this one before. I won't spoil it.
reason for being out here by himself.
I just want to let y'all know.
You live around here, buddy? No. Where you live at?
Down the road by Pineville.
Pineville?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Do you have any form of identification on you?
No, man.
What's your name?
Robert Jones.
Robert Jones?
Uh-huh.
Right now, what's your address?
I don't have an address. I'm at the hotel. We're working on houses and stuff like that, the roofing.
Robert Smith says that he is working for his brother's roofing company and staying with him at a hotel. He jogs 12 miles a day no matter what, which is why he's out here in 113-degree weather. There's just one problem.
What is? We got an escapee.
Oh. Where from?
Nah, he thought he was caught right there. He thought, oh, I just spoiled it. Yeah, you figured it out anyways. He thought he was caught right there. He said, oh, man. 113 degrees. Ain't gonna be out there for no reason.
Prison.
The suspicious officer radios dispatch and tries to match Robert Smith's features with those of an escaped prisoner. He compares eye colors, tattoos, facial hair, and other personal identifiers.
You know the bad thing about it?
What's that?
You're matching up to him.
Come on. Well, that sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Despite all of these matches, the officer completely buys his roofing story and decides to let him go.
I promise you, I'm not no prison escapee.
You'd have done run by now. You know that yourself. You'd have done run by now.
No.
Later, the officer would discover that Robert Smith is actually Richard Lee McNair, the escaped convict he was looking for. The man had escaped from prison 2 other times. One time, he actually escaped by mailing himself out in a box. Richard
What?
had since been caught.
What? Bro mailed himself? What? I feel like they have those like metal detectors from airports. Do they not? Or they do? What's that one movie? Oh shoot, what's that one movie where the conveyor belt goes along and the guy stabs the cheese and then it moves along and he cuts the bread and then moves along and then he gets like the cake and he doesn't do anything to the cake. That's what this police officer did to this guy. That's a really bad comparison. But it's relevant, so I'm going to say it and stick by it. Anyways, I feel bad for this officer, actually. Because you know he got fired after this. Because this guy matched up completely to him, but also you don't want to falsely arrest someone for something. So it's like a fine line. But also he did match up for everything, so you do want to bring him in for questioning.
Caught and is serving a life sentence for taking another man's life with a firearm. On that day, however, he was simply the convict who got away. Number 3. A New Jersey police officer is making a routine traffic stop late at night on a poorly lit road. He starts to head back towards his car to run the license, but then he spots something out of the corner of his eye and demonstrates some impressive reflexes.
Copy.
The officer
Bro, hit that tactical roll. Bro, hit that tactical roll.
Copy.
Yeah.
The officer skillfully rolls away from a moving car just in time to avoid being flattened. I'm really surprised the officer was able to react so quickly with a belt full of heavy equipment, but then again his adrenaline probably kicked in before he even fully knew what was going on. Props to this officer for having such a fast reaction time. Hopefully the city puts some street lights up soon for better visibility in the future.
Did he not have his lights on? And also, hold on, that car passed in the right lane. In most states, it's illegal to not get over if you have room and time to get over. Like it's a pretty hefty fine, and then you're charged with negligence and manslaughter if you hit someone and kill them. So I don't know what happened there.
Number 2. When a quick-thinking officer responds to a call of a burning vehicle in Glen Heights, Texas, he knows exactly what to do.
Of course, it's a Ford, too.
The car is in danger of catching the nearby restaurant on fire, so he pulls up and takes care of the situation fast and efficiently.
How does this happen? Hold on. We're looking this up. I am intrigued. Spontaneous combustion of hot sauce? What are people looking up? Of engine. Oh shoot, that's an actual engine type. I meant like when it catches on fire. I don't know, maybe he'll explain it. The
brave officer takes his life into his own hands and bumps the car into the parking lot, away from the building. The vehicle could have exploded at any time with enough force to cover him in flames and piping hot debris. Before we get to number...
He needed no, absolutely zero explanation to that, and I need an explanation to that. We're looking this up. How do cars normally, like this is a normal occurrence, catch on fire? Rotted fuel lines that leak gasoline or diesel onto hot engine parts. Well, that makes a lot of sense. It was a Ford and it looked like an old one, so that makes a lot of sense. See, was it that hard to provide an explanation to this? I think not. So you're welcome. I provide an explanation for it.
Number 1, my name is Chills and I hope you're enjoying my narration. If you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out.
Also go to my Instagram. Thank you.
Number 1. This police dashcam footage was taken in a quiet neighborhood in South Jersey. Officers and gas line workers were trying hard to find a reported gas leak somewhere in the area.
What? What do you mean reported gas leak? That's the whole explosion that happened there. What do you mean reported? Allegedly, there was a gas leak. We're gonna have to go check it out. What? That is much more. Why does that house look like a face? I don't know.
area, but sadly they were not able to find it in time to prevent this from happening.
Oh, this is
15
after the
people were
fact.
caught in the black.
God,
Most
wait.
frightening of all, this ordinary neighborhood seems no different than anywhere else, which means none of us are totally safe. Animal mutations can happen for a wide variety of
What? A big explosion. How about that's how I end this video, with a big